Alright guys, welcome to the next episode review of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And yeah, I know, very late on the episode reviews. Like I said, the only reason I wouldn't be able to get them out is if something happened to my DirecTV, so yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing a episode review on, like I said, episode 6. And this really delves more in... This feels more like a filler episode, but at the same time it delves more into Grant Ward, and just a bit more about him. And from that, we basically get that, Hydra is doing something petty as, they're dressing up as S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and killing people, and it's a a Hydra strike squad led by a guy named Mark Scarlatti, who... For those who know Iron Man villains, Mark Scarlatti was the original Whiplash. He was Whiplash, and here he's a mercenary for Hydra, and he also apparently nearly killed Barton in a fight. He nearly killed Hawkeye in a hand-to-hand combat match. So Scarlatti's someone you really don't want to mess with in here, and I thought it was really cool to see. Oh, it took me actually to remember. I was like, Scarlatti, that sounds really familiar. Oh my god, it's Whiplash! Anyway... So, from here, it's pretty much Hydra just having this big, you stole our agent and made us look stupid. We're gonna make you look like terrorists now. And it's during the events of a United Nations event with Glenn Talbot kind of demonizing S.H.I.E.L.D. And the Hydra agents break in, they kill several people with these things called spike bombs, and I think that's what they're called, or spiral bombs, that more or less disintegrate people. They're on their one of their weapons of mass destruction, and they kill several people. And Glenn Talbot brings it to the guy bankrolling him, Grant Ward's older brother. So yes, we do finally get Grant Ward's older brother in here, and Talbot in here is kind of like, well, I don't know if I don't know if it's really S.H.I.E.L.D. when you think about it. It's not really their MO. It could be Hydra. And Ward's like, I'm not having it. S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to be taken out. That stuff right there. And from there, he goes on record saying, look, S.H.I.E.L.D's I'm going to pass this bill that will begin a global manhunt for every S.H.I.E.L.D. agent for attacking the UN, and I will, personally destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. To which a guy in Belgium, a Belgian representative, was like, no, this is wrong, and it's it's dangerous. So, meanwhile, while this is going on, Coulson is, of course, freaking out because he knows there's not enough S.H.I.E.L.D. teams to go around. So they need to, every S.H.I.E.L.D. team needs to go dark, hide out, and spread. Meanwhile, Grant is talking to Skye again, and he's talking more about talking about Christian. Don't believe him. He's a psychopath and all that. Meanwhile, Coulson's doing the same thing. And he's saying and Christian's saying, look, Grant Ward's always been a psychopath. He's a sociopath. He's dangerous. Don't believe everything he says. He always finds a way to have someone believe him. To which, it is a cool scene because you're kind of thinking in your head, who's really telling the truth and who's really telling the lie here? Or maybe they're just both fucked up. Maybe the Ward family is just completely fucked in the head, and they're all just out to hurt each other. So maybe there's always that possibility. Or Grant Ward is just nuts, just completely out of his fucking gourd, and there's always that possibility. Or maybe he's telling the truth, and his brother Christian really is a monster. You don't really know. You don't really know in this kind of situation we've got right here. Then we also have another subplot of what was I going to say? Fitz and Simmons, who Simmons is trying to reconnect with Fitz, but Fitz, due to his brain damage, he's really mad at Simmons because she left. She just up and left and didn't want to, really explain to him. And she even lied to him, apparently, about leaving. So that's kind of depressing, and Simmons can't, even though she doesn't say it, she can't really work with Simmons despite, working with, despite the brain damage. She can't really stand working with him. This is where the other character, Mac, comes in. He's become very close friends with, with Fitz. And I'm still kind of going that maybe what Simmons is doing, kind of pushing him away, trying to keep him back, is maybe that's what's called, maybe, again, I'm kind of going with the whole Fitz goes crazy and becomes a villain theory. That's always one. Maybe that'll make me care about Fitz and Simmons on a whole. Maybe that will make me care about those characters. But yeah, this also involves, more or less, they also discover something bad about the Belgium the guy in Belgium. Turns out that his grandfather was a member of Hydra, and so is he, and it's one big play to round up S.H.I.E.L.D. agents who are on the run. And sadly, though, a whole team from hiding out from Norway they pretty much get wiped out, and right before the others show up. We also have a few other things with another subplot of Bob, Mockingbird, May, and Hunter, or Lance Hunter, the mercenary. They're all investigating the interconnections of where Hydra got these weapons, and it takes them to Japan to meet a guy named Toshiro, who sounds really familiar. I think that was a Marvel character. I can't remember. But yeah, and of course they're arguing like ex-husband and wife do, and they get back. They get back into Belgium. They're ordered by Coulson to get to Belgium, and in exchange, they battle Scarlatti and his team. May and Scarlatti have a really awesome fight, and he's kept alive. So I'm kind of going under the assumption that maybe, again, I'm kind of convinced maybe the Masters of Evil will, or something like the Masters of Evil, like the Lethal Legion, will show up in the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. Because again, that's another, he's a very well-known character, and he also used he used a whip-like weapon to fight May during the battle. And the other thing that kind of makes me think that is that maybe what happens is that they'll, Hydra or someone else will break out Scarlatti and give him like a prototype of the whip that Ivan Vanko used in Iron Man 2, and that's how he becomes the whip. He becomes the real Whiplash. Because again, Blizzard is still out there, Graviton is still locked up, and there's a few other villains. So again, maybe they are building up to Masters of Evil, or something like that. But anyway, we also find out that there was a deal between between Coulson and Ward's brother. Apparently, Christian wants Grant to stand trial, and in return, he'll publicly defend S.H.I.E.L.D., to which Coulson agrees, and, however, Ward breaks out, surprise, and is now on the run. Meanwhile, we have a guy who's been tattooing his body with the markings that Coulson and Garrett were drawing down. All in all, again, filler episode, not a lot to talk about. And again, and the reason why I'm kind of speeding through this is mostly because, well, the episode's been out for a few days, everyone's kind of seen it. I'm just going to talk about the highlights and just give my general thoughts on that. So it is a good episode. I just really need to get faster with these reviews. So, yeah, I'm trying to balance out a whole life here, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, all in all, good episode. Can't wait to see what comes next, because now we're finally going to get into more of the, what this whole map means, and what exactly does it have to do with Coulson, Skye, and all of them. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.